seems everywhere we turn, we're charged a fee. Kind of part of life. But when it comes to your retirement, those fees can really do a number on your bottom line. Greg and Kristen Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group are financial advisors and, of course, retirement experts. So we're going to break these fees down today, guys, and really help people out because this can make a big difference.
Yeah, it's kind of the elephant in the room. In a lot of cases, a lot of people have no idea what they've been paying in fees. As a matter of fact, the Department of Labor is in the process of creating a rule that everyone who works in the retirement aspect of finances has to be a fiduciary because there's so much widespread non-disclosure of what people are paying in their accounts. But it's important to note that Greg actually operates under the fiduciary rule already. So that means we have the legal obligation to do what's in the client's best interest, and that includes disclosure of fees and all aspects of anything that we work with for our clients.
And think about it, Robin. What other aspect of our life is it okay to not know what in the world we're paying?
Right, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, I imagine people come in and they may feel a little weird about asking sometimes. Maybe like, I don't want,
elephant. Yeah,
right. I don't know if I want to know how much I'm paying, right? Just take care of it. But what do we think then is too high? What should somebody go in, they find out the fees, what should they consider to be too high?
Well, part of it is not just the amount of the fee, because we believe that it should be definitely less than 2% that you're paying in fees. But the second thing really is understanding what we are getting for what we're paying. You know, is there value there? Because someone recently came in, they said, well, I'm only paying 1/4%. And my question to them was this: what's it costing you to have only 1/4% fee? And they said, what do you mean? I know what I'm paying. I said, I understand that, but what's it costing you? And what I meant by that was, what's the performance? What are you actually gaining or attaining net of fees? How much are you averaging in returns, and what is your risk level? And a lot of times we find that the risk versus return are upside down besides the fees.
Okay, and the thing is, fees seem low. You say 1, 2. When you kind of have to quantify that, like you said. Do people go through and think, well, how much am I not making by paying that 1/4%? Is that kind of what you're saying? You have to weigh out?
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things that's eye-opening for most people. Like you were just trying to process what he was saying there, right? And sometimes I'm the person in the room kind of, you know, translating what he's talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
That old saying. So what we find is a lot of times people don't even really understand they're paying more than they think they're paying. And what I mean by that is, if you have mutual funds, sometimes there's fees inside of those accounts that people are unaware of. We've joked before, it's not really a joke, but you know, said before that we've had people say, you know, I'm only paying $50 a year in my account, and you know, come to find out, which we knew already, you know, they're paying a lot more than that. So really understanding underneath the surface, peeling back the onion, what's actually in those accounts is important. And the other thing to include in that is a lot of people think that if they have their 401k, their fee's not high. Well, a lot of times the fee is lower in a 401k, but if it's a smaller company, those fees can creep up into the high 3% too.
Yes, one of the biggest culprits we find are variable annuities. We've seen them between 3.5% and 6% fees.
It's outrageous.
And I've literally seen in a 10-year period over $65,000 a year in fees. So that's $650,000 in fees over a 10-year period. An incredible amount. Now, it was a large account, but nevertheless, people need to understand what it is they're paying in fees. That is a huge, huge part of having a good, solid financial plan.
Yeah.
So you're telling people, though, if somebody doesn't disclose, always ask. That's
never be afraid to
advice.
ask.
Exactly. All right, the portfolio x-ray that you guys do, this is one of the best ways you kind of get to know people. You're offering that today to some of our viewers.
Yeah.
Well, what does an x-ray do? It looks below the surface, doesn't it? It looks to see what we don't see with our eyes. And our portfolio x-ray does just that. It uses Morningstar technology to help us understand what we're paying in fees, the amount of risk. And so if another 2008 would happen, besides the fees taking us down, what amount of risk are we taking in our portfolio? So the first 15 callers today, they can come in. We'll do a complete portfolio x-ray for them at no cost.
Okay, sounds great. There you go. No fee involved in that one.
No fee there. That's right.
There you
Just
go.
checking your exposure out.
Total disclosure. All right, Greg, Kristen, thank you as always.